This webcast sets out to answer the simple question, how do I know when my topic's going to be approved? And basically, if you've done your homework up to this point, you're probably in a pretty good place to get your topic approved, and so I wanted to talk a little bit as well about how you should move forward with the Molmodac project in actually creating content. But the place to start, if you're still having trouble or getting hung up on this issue of topic selection, is of course the checkpoint questions. If you haven't looked at the checkpoint questions yet, use these to guide your thinking about what topics we'd find suitable and what topics we wouldn't. You want to look for a compound, for instance, whose behavior is well known to the general public from a macroscopic or functional point of view, but whose chemical mechanism in terms of chemical change or non-covalent interactions or catalysis or in terms of any of the concepts we've addressed in 332 isn't very well understood by the general public. Of course, you don't want the molecule to be selected by another group ideally, although you can coordinate with other groups on covering different aspects of a molecule's function, particularly if it's a very broadly applicable molecule. In thinking about what concepts and principles you might apply to your project, just take a look at the schedule available in the notes. The course schedule outlines for you all the topics we have covered and are going to cover in 332. Take a look at your molecule, and as you survey the literature, look for keywords related to the topics we've covered or the ones we're going to cover. Things like protein structure, catalysis, stereotopic relationships, and mechanism are all directly relevant to things we've talked about. And believe it or not, the same people who wrote the articles that you're reading had to take organic chemistry at some point in their careers. And when they did, they first learned about the principles that you're learning about now, and probably the knowledge that they gained so many years ago is translating into what they're writing in their articles now. So even if it's not spelled out for you, a lot of what the researchers are probably thinking about is directly related to what we've learned thus far this semester. For now, we'd like your group to put together about a minute-long video outline describing the central question that your page is going to set out to answer. This question should deal with the relationship between the macroscopic function of the molecule and its molecular mechanism at the level of bonds and atoms that we deal with in Chem 332. That is, talking about covalent bond changes or interactions between atoms and other atoms and how that translates into a macroscopic function. There are many different ways to ask and answer this question, so we're interested in creative approaches to the video outline.